This is a cautionary tale for anybody who forgets birthdays and important events and the like. When he forgot, for the 3rd year on the trot, their anniversary, she took an axe and split him like kindling, cleaved him in two like an apple or a heart. Keen to discover the sum of his parts, she audited his vertebra, ticked off sternum, shins and scapula, totted up his metatarsals, counted clavicle and carpals, added tibia to fibula, but the total kept on falling short by 1. In the end, she just accepted. It was as she'd suspected. Sadly, his romantic bone had gone.
So, writing poems, how did all that start?
I seem to remember that I must have been writing them quite young, when I was about 5, and I think it was because my granddad had a poetry book and everybody used to fetch it out and stare at it as if this is impressive.
You'd call yourself a performance poet, wouldn't you?
Predominantly, yeah.
So were you performing poems at the age of 5?
Oh, good God, no.
No, but you were writing them?
Yeah, I was writing them from about the age of 5, and I had the first one published in the Brownie magazine.
Wow, fantastic.
It's about a cat.
Great.
I can't remember it. We were going to get a pet, a chocolate Labrador. Mum said it would be great, but me, I wasn't so sure. She could see that I was worried, so I told her how I felt, that I'd rather have a real dog, because a chocolate one might melt. No, I get quite a lot of ideas from just listening to people, and for characters as well, because I do stuff in other people's voices sometimes as well.
Ah, right, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what about, you were telling me before about mishearing words?
Yeah,
Well.
and my hearing's a bit dodgy these days, and I just like that kind of mishearing of things where you kind of think you've heard one thing and then it kind of takes you off on another tangent, and I've got 1 or 2 poems that are connected to that very thing. I awoke this morning to reports of carnage on some eastbound route between Swansea and Cardiff. The radio bulletin left me reeling. There's a carriageway closed, and if I'm to believe what I'm hearing, it seems Count Dracula could be running amok. And there's no way of escaping car, lorry or truck. There's a 50-mile tailback and everyone's stuck. The idea sinks in, there's a chill, I feel colder. I imagine being bitten on neck and hard shoulder. Fangs sunk into drivers who slump at their wheels to the beat of their wipers. As things start to congeal. Horns blare, cones add to the mania being unleashed by this devil from Transylvania. But how did he get there? Would you pick up some bloke with widow's peak, turned up collar and dodgy silk cloak? Who in their right mind would give a lift to a freak who smells of the crypt and has sharp, pointy teeth? Did some flighty young thing, blonde, barely legal, still on a P-plate, mind sort of feeble, roll down her window to offer a ride to non-resident evil personified? My imagination is rioting. It's very disquieting now in my mind's ear I hear the last shriek of fear. Of some virgin from Newport in a little red Kia. I bet there's children been savaged, all travellers ravaged, drained of their blood. This news isn't good. It could create a bat legion. It could spread to our region. Well, Wales isn't far, especially by car. This picture's not pretty. Watch as the undead descend on our city. And we sit back in horror as society crumbles. The end of the world's just begun in the mumbles. I turn up the radio. I'm feeling quite queasy. The future's uncertain. I'm unnerved. I'm uneasy. Although panic subsides with the travel update. Turns out they said fanfire on the A48.
So, do performance poets actually publish their work then?
Sometimes. I did have a CD of my work published, which was quite good because it meant that, because sometimes performance poetry doesn't look particularly nice on the page, so the CD kind of overcame that.
Yeah,
and that was published by Office Press a few years ago. It's called Upsetting the Apple Cart. But recently I've had a 3rd share in a collection called Nailmaker's Daughters, but that was more kind of page poetry really. It crossed over from performance to page. so it looks vaguely acceptable on the page.
So nail makers.
Yeah.
As in people who make nails.
That's it,
then.
because
Yeah.
I'm from the Black Country, and
I'd never have guessed.
Would you not?
No, I was amazed.
This is my telephone voice.
Is it really? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So my great grandmother was a nail maker in Sedgley,
Really?
in the Black Country.
There's not many people who can say that unless you live in Sedgley.
No,
No.
no. So the poetry in that is kind of connected to family, and it's very Black Country orientated.
And if you don't know where the Black Country is, folks, it's in the West Midlands.
Yes.